Welcome to the kids' table, where the conversation is about fitness, but the maturity level is questionable.
The one and only Gunnar Peterson.
Then you've got Luke Milton, and then there's me.
Weird if you do your own intro. Ladies and gentlemen, Jen Wiederstruck.
So pull up a chair as we talk fitness, the business of fitness, and give a voice to trainers everywhere.
It's informative, it's inspiring, it's where everybody wants to be. This is the kids' table.
Today's episode is powered by YETI and TRAINHEROIC, the go-to platform for the go-to coaches and trainers.
I got one man in the room. Okay. How are we doing?
Bump that 3 times.
What'd you
4. Did my microphone. It's been a long day.
You'll get better. You'll get better.
First time.
How are you doing?
Great. How are you, mate?
Gunnar was asking if these work, and I'm like, no, they do. I mean, it's not like permanent change, but when you're a little puffy from a little party, they work.
Couple
I don't feel
daiquiris.
bad at all. I just lack of sleep.
You kept thinking you were going to go to bed, and yeah.
Well, that's what a fun time's all about.
I can't look at you with these things.
I'm killing it.
Gunnar's is upside down. His is inverted.
Mine's starting to burn.
And are you kidding?
Not really. No,
Are
I'm
you kidding?
I'm kidding. I actually feel so depuffed and
It's
inflamed.
not upside down, it's inverted.
Oh, nice.
Top
Nice. Iceman? Wait, no. You're Tom Cruise. I'm Iceman.
Or was it Goose?
Isn't that Goose?
Goose.
Goose died.
Oh, yeah.
Anthony
Someone else
Edwards,
slacking
not
some
to be
sleep.
confused with Anthony Edwards.
What'd you say?
In the end, not to be confused with Anthony Edwards of the Wolves.
No.
Different Anthony Edwards.
No. Do you want to tell everybody who our mystery guest is?
So fired up. You said to me yesterday, we have a mystery guest coming on. And I was like, I just thought you were being funny about it.
You didn't think it was
I
real.
love
JK, LOL, haha.
I love this guy. Ed Streit, 10-year NBA vet, strength coach, college resume. I mean, Dayton, UConn, went to
Yep.
Arizona ASU,
Forks up, baby.
Chicago Bulls.
Chicago Bulls.
Hello.
worked at the Bulls, worked at the Lakers. We're on the same strength staff. We were the three-headed monster. And
And actually friends.
we won a championship together
MBD.
without scoring any points. Got the rings. And honestly, one of the few, what do they say about when you leave somewhere? You miss the circus, but you don't miss the clowns. That's one clown I miss.
Ah, what an intro.
That's really sweet. Well, the intro was actually, you got the best shot, the surprise.
Oh my gosh.
We were trying,
my
talking with
gosh.
your wife about. Well, actually, Ed and I were like, okay, we're gonna get a box. We're gonna get a big box, and you're gonna jump out of the box. And then we're like, how are we gonna get
Pretty
a
hard
box
to
in this
find a
house?
box that fits
And then-
someone 6'4".
And then I was texting Jess saying, okay, like a bow. I know you're busy with the kids, but if you can find a really big bow, and she didn't even respond to my text. She's like, what does she think you're like? She's gonna expect me to do? And then Monroe got in on it, which I think was the big sell that he was
Yeah, of
hiding in the
course.
pantry.
Yeah, I'm a sucker
Yeah.
for anything the kids say. Daddy, come look at this. I try to be present immediately, drop everything, and I follow her into that pantry, and he jumped out. I literally soiled myself.
So,
It kind of looks like it in the video.
It
but
does.
We'll have to attach that somehow. It was.
oh no!
it was good.
We're gonna play the video without your permission. It is so funny. It
But-
is so funny.
Shout out to Tony Blauer. If you know Tony, the spear system.
Yeah.
He's been around forever. I love Tony. Good friend. Sends
Yeah.
me some of the most disgusting off-color memes, and it's why I love him. And he usually writes a funny caption with like "thank me later" or something like that.
Yeah.
But if you watch my response, straight up, Tony Blauer spear system.
Yeah,
I'm trained.
You can
I almost
see
got
it.
shaken out.
Yeah,
I almost wasn't here today, guys.
and Monroe. Yeah, he was.
That was so funny. So great surprise, super fun. I've been pushing him to come out here since about 20 minutes after I got here.
Yeah.
And I love that he showed up. And he's getting married
Yo.
in like 4 hours or something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Actually,
no,
tonight.
yeah.
Right after this.
In Italy, by the way.
Getting married twice. So nice I did it twice. Once this weekend, and then we're going over the pond doing one in Ravello, Italy. So
So cool.
it's going to be fun.
Same woman, right?
Same woman. That'd be pretty cool. Sorry, Chris.
I mean, if you're in Utah, just hit one, then right down the street to the next
Hit
wedding.
one. Oh my god! I don't.
After
I
she
think
hears
he
this
means
podcast,
hit
it might be 2 different people.
Hit a wedding, not a.
That's what I meant, a wedding. Oh my God, where are you?
I'm right where you left me in like the Yeah, exactly. And we're here for your birthday. This is the big birthday hang.
Happy birthday, Gun.
Thank you.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. Let's not dwell on that. Anyway.
What? Talk about it. You don't want to.
Yeah, it's another.
Is it because you've had so many that you're just over it?
Oh, you know ageism.
Well, I will say, since it's your birthday, I did get you a present.
I told my wife, no gifts, then you pop up. That's already a surprise.
I can't show up empty-handed. You know how it is. So I'm going to give this to you.
Oh, this is lovely.
It is nice, actually.
What is this? It's a cock. It's a cock. Okay.
Some incense sticks.
That's so stupid.
Hey,
Wouldn't be a party without that.
thank you, Carrot Top. That's
Production staff.
that's hysterical, and that works. That's just kind of never not funny.
Wait.
Never not.
Careful.
Just Jen.
It's reusable.
Jen, do this on your own time.
No, Jen, it's Gunnar's.
Well, no, you said, I get it. Isakok. For anybody that wants to get this for a good friend, Isakok. Great. Was this like an Amazon purchase?
Are they sponsoring the podcast?
They could. Has anybody else done with these patches? Mine's starting to poke me in the eye. Oh,
You sure
maybe
it's
I'm
not
just
a
having
cock?
PTSD from the holding thing. Oh, God. Hold on.
Oh, I feel good now.
Okay.
Takes me back.
It's the end of the movie.
We'll trade you eye patches for a birthday.
Here we go.
Okay.
Shall we
sing?
We have
I'll-
a theme.
It made me think of you.
I have
love it.
I have a
Thank
song
you.
for you, Gunnar. Ready?
Sparkly and colorful
Thank
and
you.
enthusiastic.
Hold on. Wait.
like you.
I'll sing to Gunnar.
Thanks,
Sing
sis.
to him, Jen.
This is your birthday song. It isn't very long.
It's all right.
Best
That's it.
Come on. That was
Happy
pretty
birthday,
good.
buddy.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Give it a big blow.
We keep the wishes in when we blow this?
The what?
Keep the wishes in when we blow it, right?
Yes.
Crushed it.
Happy
That's
birthday.
cardiovascular
Happy
strength.
birthday.
This is your other birthday present.
Even better.
Do you have a bigger straw? He prefers.
Yeah, I know. It's the biggest one we have.
Thanks.
Just use that
a
one
funnel?
in the
I
can.
don't use a straw. I was born a male.
Oh.
With the durability of these bags,
Okay.
the Ranchero, do you think I could dump this in there and drink it out of that?
I think we could dump them all
Well,
in there.
I guess that would suggest it keeps water out. So would it keep your tequila in? I would say
question.
it's worth it's Luke's bag, so give it. It's worth.
Go for it. Look at that,
the
though.
screen test.
This is actually sick. See how it all beads off? Because I have been in the rain with this before. I love this. I love technology.
Say it how it all beads off.
Say it all,
Yeah.
beads
It
off.
was actually in the treasure chest that I found earlier. But yeah, this is great.
Treasure.
Treasure.
See how it beads off?
Okay, but you guys are glowing. Your skin looks great.
I've got that stuff on my hands.
we are
now.
back.
Ed, you're ready?
Cheers.
We are back. Cheers.
This is like right where I left you guys at 2
Cheers,
a.m.
guys. Cheers, cheers, cheers. Cheers.
Come over here. Let me.
Cheers.
And
All right, that's a wrap.
You can't have a hangover if you stay drunk,
this
kids.
is my favorite tequila right now as well.
The only way out.
It's like a really nice
back in.
reposado. I know you usually do Blanco, but
This is actually really good.
right?
Great tequila.
This is actually, I had friends of mine. I was renting this house in LA a couple years back, and I was out of town for a little bit with a client. And so they were New Yorkers, were like, can we just stay at your house for a little bit? I'm like, sure, it's open, go for it. As a thank you, they stocked my bar, which I thought was such like a kind of a classy move.
Great move.
Right? And
Great
I got
move.
home, and there was just all like an extra shaker and all kinds of really great spirits. And this was the tequila they brought, and it's like this green glass bottle. I don't even know the name, but I was like, that's a classy move.
I've
So-
loaned cars to a million people, and the ones when you come back and they've had it filled and washed, you're just like, that's just a top tier person.
Oh yeah.
That's
And I
gotta
know
be
it's a
a
pain in the
baseline.
ass. I know it's a cost, but you're just like, even if it didn't need it, it's just nice that they thought of that.
No, I used
Stocking
it.
your bar, that's a baller move.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
I mean, you're basically Hotel Peterson. When people come through town, like we're all
But my
staying at your
wife
house.
is an unbelievable. I say two
Oh.
things. She's the most natural mom I've ever seen, and she is an incredible host.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say charcuterie
Host.
board
Second
maker.
What's that?
I thought you were gonna say, and she's great at charcuterie boards.
But,
That was elite.
but honestly, yeah.
elite.
And her sister's a caterer, but I
Oh,
think
Jill.
like low key, Jill is unbelievable. But low key, Jess is right there with cooking, and she's how she handles it. I joke. I always go, she makes these breakfasts for the kids, and I look at that and I go, if I scrambled eggs and made avocado toast and set the table, I would want a fucking ticker tape parade. I would want everybody to tell me I am unbelievable, I'm an amazing human being, and thank you, and we owe you, and you are responsible for our life, and thank you. And she just does it, and then she's in the other room doing something. It's unbelievable. So that's a skill.
Does Jill still have her business in LA?
Yeah, she does. Mac and Ivy,
Mac and
catering
Ivy.
company.
Oh, yep.
Yeah. In fact, you know what's funny? They catered all those big events at our house. That when O'Gara Coach did the Rolls Royce unveiling for 5 years in a row, those huge parties at our house, those were all catered by Jill.
It's the best salmon you'll ever have.
Ever.
The best salmon you will ever have.
Ever.
Oh yeah, the best.
But independent, I know Mac and Ivy independent of you. Yeah, they're great. I'm sure. I think we used them when we lived in LA, but I see that on Instagram, and
she's great.
Yeah,
it's funny. I get these because I talk about it every now and then, and I don't know how to cook. Can barely make toast. Yeah. But anything I see on Instagram that looks like those healthy alternatives, especially like Tasty Shreds, Kyle Smith, Nate Smith's brother, who another. Kyle, you have a sick problem with your Instagram things you send me. Get some help. Take some medicine. But I send those to Jill all the time, and she goes, next time I'm in Nashville, I'll make that for you. So
she can do it.
She's unbelievable.
Arms up.
You all right?
It's my first drink, guys.
Cross your legs again.
Yeah. I can't, but I think you put that bag there so I couldn't cross my legs.
That's why God put that bag there.
Just zoom in on, no.
I don't know why I became Magneto for a second. I was like,
God didn't.
I was like, where's she going with that?
Follow the hand.
Ed, talk to us about return to play protocols post ACL tears in the NBA.
How much tequila do we have left?
That was one of Ed's questions by someone else in the organization when he interviewed for the job. And then when he got to me, my take on that is always, I assume you know that. Like, you're this far along. You've worked in the league. You've worked in prestigious college programs. I'm not going to talk to you about the nuts and bolts of it, right? I'm going to talk to you about you as a person, because I literally take for granted that you can handle yourself with players, with front office personnel, on the road, with staff. Now I got to know, like, we're going to be sitting next to each other on an airplane for a lot of flights if you get this job. Like, I want to know that you're not a dick.
Yeah.
Like, can you hang? Can we have a cocktail? Can we do something in a city on the 10th day of a 14-day East Coast swing? I want to know that. So those are the questions. And I know he had just come from these return to play protocol stand-up pop quizzes, and it was just so funny. He was looking at me like he didn't know me. He was in like a rented suit with a clip-on tie.
Men's Warehouse.
A whole thing.
Keeping him in business.
It was so funny. And I just hit him with some of these questions. And I go, love this.
It was great. It was like 180. I'm in like interview in the zone. Like, again, all my return to play. I'm dialed, like, kind of even had some hints at what the questions were. And then we get to G, and it's just like, so, like, can we have a drink together? Do you drink? And I was like, not what I expected. Yeah. But like immediate, just like disarmed, made the interview fun. And
hey, wait, he's holding back. He's not going to tell, so I will. It's a podcast. You can say anything. He made a couple references.
Here we go.
He made a couple references, 2 back-to-back, and then about 90 seconds later, another one to a girlfriend, my girlfriend, a girlfriend. And I remember I came up from the floor. I just finished working with like 4 guys downstairs, and I came up and I'm rushed. To me, again, I'm not going to interview you on like certain questions. I'm going to feel you out as a human being.
That's a pro move, though.
But I think that's important. So I said to him, that's the 3rd time you've mentioned your girlfriend. And I'm older than he is, and he's looking at me like I'm in the position of authority. I don't factor that in. And I saw that made him a little uncomfortable, which I anticipated. And he goes, yes, and it was, he thought, I'm assuming what you thought. I felt like he thought he had maybe overstepped or overshared with the personal. And he was kind of like trying to apologize for it. And I go, no, it's fine. It just tells me one of 2 things. And he goes, what? And I said, well, it tells me you're either considering taking it to the next level and moving that up from girlfriend to fiance or wife or whatever. And he's looking at me like that, and I go, or you're trying to convince me you're not gay.
And I'll tell you, like, I don't get very uncomfortable. I was just like, that rented suit started to shake a little bit. I was sweating through that thing.
And then I looked at him literally in the interview, and I go, I'm fucking with you. And what's so funny is, I think now if anybody in the Laker organization, in the decision-making upstairs group heard that, they'd be like, good Lord, that's what he was saying in the interview? By the way.
My favorite interview ever, by the way.
Same.
Hands down, by the way.
Same. And won a championship, went on, ran the department after I left successfully with, under a lot of crazy circumstances, as are always with the Lakers, because it's such a front-running franchise, always in the news, always different storylines, and he just crushed it. So I'm so glad I met him. I'm so glad I met him in that way. I'm so glad he feel that. We had so much fun. Like, yes, I hated leaving my family and stuff on road trips. I think a lot of players do, a lot of coaches do. But just knowing we were going to have some time on the road together, it made it all fun. So
Well, something occurred to me last night just watching his children respond to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
And they haven't seen you in 3 years.
Yeah, no, it's
so like
been a while.
Monroe was
was 2.
2, 3 years old.
No, 2. She was 2.
Had to be 2. Okay. So
Zane
Zane's
was 6.
6, 7. They, like, you were such a fixture in his life and created such a obviously positive effect on him as a person and in your job, and like that they like love you. Like Monroe's hair is finally starting to grow out, and you were like the only man at the table. No, Gunnar, he said Ed can touch my curls, my delicate curls. And I was like, man, these children love and trust you. And it really, I knew you guys were close, but it told me the impact of you,
but also,
well beyond just coaching together.
Didn't you have like a flooding in your apartment?
Yeah. That's like, so besides the work together, that part, we'll get back to that, but like in LA, I'm out there solo dolo my first year. Like I picked up, moved, really didn't, like I had a couple friends out there, but we spend so much time together. We get to, know each other's sense of humor. I think we really clicked there. And then,
it's one of the funniest dudes ever. I mean, he's downplayed, he's trying to be all serious, but he is so damn funny on so many levels, and it's just never ending, and his emoji game is so strong.
But like what G was saying, I lived in this apartment building that was built in like the 70s and like 1870s.
That's all you can afford.
Like, yeah, there's a like stable in the back. But I don't know what the dude upstairs was doing. The place floods.
No.
And I get home, all my stuff is soaked, and I hit G. And I'm just like, dude, my place is wrecked. It's flooded. I got all my stuff out. He's like, you need a place to stay?
And we're in season.
I'm broke as hell. I'm not gonna lie. Like as an assistant, like not making that much. LA, not that cheap to live.
$12 an hour.
And in
a
season,
latte costs $12.
And in season, they tell you when you start, there are only 3 days in an NBA week. There's game day, travel days, and off days. And there are no off days.
Oh,
so he's scrambling.
Yeah, like I'm throwing stuff in my car, blah, blah, blah. And like, G's like, dude, like, I got the guest house. Want to stay in the guest house? And I was a little hesitant, but then it was just like, I got no other option.
You're desperate. You have no
either
choices.
That, or like bury every credit card I have and go stay at, Seashells down or the Red Roof Inn, with the bed that just like vibrates. You put a quarter in it. So I go over there.
I didn't even ask my wife. My wife already loved him. I knew my kids loved him, and I just said, "Come." Then I said to my wife, Ed's got a problem in his house. He's coming to stay at the guest house.
I've personally been looking forward to this episode because I only met you last night, and I know you've got a bit of history with the guys, particularly G. And it was just so cool seeing how much everyone loves you, and I want to give you that before we really get into you during this episode. But the way these guys have spoken about you, yeah, exactly.
Better be a turn of phrase from Australia.
We're going to bring that back out. But look, mate, the way these guys have spoken about you over the past several months is really cool. But my first question for you is like, look, I think we all on this couch take Gunnar for granted, right? We know him as Gunnar, but when you're interviewing, that's the Gunnar Peterson. Like that is the guy.
It was real.
Talk us through, how did he just sort of like disarm you with some of that sort of Gunnarisms that we've known to love? And what were you thinking going into it and then coming out of it? You know, the polar opposites.
So interviews are always just like kind of a helter-skelter. It's like I get in the zone for interviews, but like
Same.
I was brought back down to earth in that part of the interview, because it's like you're just, you know, very buttoned up, like this, and then, you know, first question, like, you drink?
Mm-hmm.
We get a drink together? I'm just like,
Is this a trick?
this is a
yeah,
trick. Like,
yeah.
yes, no, maybe, yes.
Do you drink?
Yes, a little bit. A
Jen,
lot.
how would you have
Yeah.
answered that question?
He answered it.
No,
I said yes.
I said, Jen, how would you have answered that? Like, if like the head strength and conditioning guy goes to you, hey, do you drink? Would you think that's a trick
At this
question?
point in my career,
She'd go, I need to talk to HR.
No,
at this point in my career, like
no.
I'd say-
When you're an assistant trying
I'm
to
drunk
find
right
your way.
now.
But, well, I think that I've gotten where I am because I did answer honestly. When you show people who you are all the way, people like that about you.
100%.
So I'd be like, yeah, and often very responsibly. That's what I would say. I want them to know my personality. I want them to know I have a sense of humor. But then you have to show that you can handle it.
Yeah.
That's the other thing that, like, this is all, you guys are a lot of fun in games and, like, you know, like, it's a cock gift. Like, I get it. It's like, this is junior high, but like, there is a professionalism. You still have to meet the bar. You still have to meet the standard. But I do commend you that I think you look for what was right. He couldn't be in the room if he didn't know how to work with
Entry level.
athletes.
Correct.
But like it's the culture, it's the feeling of the guy. Is he gonna mess with that culture that you've been, you know, putting together brick by brick? That's what you were seeking for, and that was the right answer. But I think that's a pro move. Most people are looking for the wrong
Yeah, I
stuff,
can tell you
and they
that.
get the wrong coach on
I
staff.
can tell you that would have been frowned on had I run that up the chain before I did it.
Yeah.
And I didn't. I don't have those thoughts. I literally go in the room, I meet the guy, he's a nice guy, he's dressed a certain way, he's answering a certain way, and I go, here was my thought. How old were you at the time?
27, 28.
Yeah,
And I thought, he's so uptight. And I thought, yeah, but he's young. But he doesn't look young. He looks like a grown-ass man. Like, right? But I thought, he's in a weird predicament. He's already coming from a team.
Yeah.
He has a resume that's stellar on any level and only more enhanced now. He just shouldn't feel like that. That's unfair to put someone. He can't shine and be his best if he's feeling like he's in the crosshairs.
But don't you
so
think
let me take those crosshairs off
Right, but don't
and
you-
get to know you as a person.
Immediately, like, once I answered, and then like kind of like the mood of the interview was just like a little bit more friendly, like banter. And like, to answer your question too, like, next question, like, you know, with the girlfriend thing, like it's kind of, we're having fun, we're joking around, disarming. And then, do you remember too, like, pulling some other people into the interview? Like,
Yeah.
people were walking
Anybody
past
walk
that
by.
we connect some dots.
Because I want you to see. 'cause
Massage
they're-
therapist, athletic trainer, and it was just like,
But they're
made it
walking
fun.
by and he's going like this. Like he's not supposed, because it's all glass offices, right? So-
Fishbowl.
Yeah, it's exactly. And so he's like that. And I don't want him to feel like he's the fish in the bowl. So
So
I
I guess
call him
my-
in and go, hey, meet this guy. I want him to feel what the vibe is there. To your word, the culture. But I also take pride in that's what a gym owner, a trainer, a strength coach, you got to create a culture. And it doesn't have to be.
Yeah, but you could be a manager at a bar.
Correct.
Culture
Yeah.
plays,
Yes.
right?
That's imperative for, if it's true to who you are, and it is, for me, for the success overall and longevity of the place. Coaching back-to-back sessions, the YETI Rambler with the Chug Cap is leak-proof and it keeps ice alive all day, and it's so light and it's durable. Anyway, this bottle trains as hard as you do. Get yours at YETI.com. Get in, get out, get going. Or it should be yet in, yet out, yet going.
It's so funny you said that, because when we were talking last night, the compliment you paid Gunnar about what happened when he ended up leaving the Lakers. Do you remember what you said to me?
Oh, how it like just carry down the
Yeah.
So, you know, and this will go back to how we work together. You know, our first year, crazy year. So we go back
Why
to
is it crazy?
we start off first week, we go to China for the preseason
Yep.
games. We're about to land, and you know, one GM sends a crazy tweet, shuts down the China games. We get over there, they're scraping the
They're scraping from our hotel. They're scraping this, essentially
80
a billboard, but
yeah.
it was like they had wrapped a building with NBA players' likenesses and images. And because of what the GM sent, the
They're scraping it off.
Wrap was being stripped off as we're getting off the bus.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
No, we're like.
Wait, what's the time?
And I'm
What
telling
year
you,
is this?
I'm telling you, it's like a 70-story building.
2019.
Okay. Oh,
So not only that, so we cannonball into the season with that. Like, China's up in the air. We don't know if we're going to play these games. We're over there for the weeks. Can't leave the hotel, or you could if you wanted
and this
to.
is pre-LeBron James too, right? This year,
No.
2019.
No, Braun was there.
Yeah, Braun was there. So
Oh, he
this is
was.
Braun's second year.
Oh, okay.
And then later on in the year, the Kobe stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That happened that year.
Ed and I were sitting next to each other on the plane, and I saw somebody from PR walk up front, and there was like a weird hush on the plane. Then
Yeah.
I saw her walk back. Then I saw her walk up. Then I saw the head coach walk up and meet her, and it got really weird. And Ed had his ear to the aisle, plus he can hear, I can't. And
Someone showed me a phone. I showed G a phone, and it's
man.
like
Yeah.
everybody's in disbelief. You look, and like where I sit, you can look up the aisle, down the aisle. I'm looking up at the players, and it's just waterworks up. In the players section, you look back, waterworks
awful.
back there.
it was awful.
Tragic.
So
And, like,
it was tragic.
The
Yeah.
the whole next week was just insanity. With the tribute, the funeral, all of that stuff. We paused games.
Yeah.
And you guys are having to deal with the psychological effect on these players. Like Kobe was,
and also keep them
absolute
ready,
icon.
which is
and they have to perform still.
Right, show
Life
must
doesn't
go on
stop.
kind of thing. And also, just
So
having
weird.
LeBron on your team, like, that's a whole different dynamic. You're dealing with, I'm not going to get into the comparisons, but statistically, you're dealing with the greatest player ever to play the game. And he's a force on and off the court. And he has such a solid team around him, and he sets the tone for all that. So you have to be respectful of that. But he could not be cooler. He could not be nicer and more respectful to us. At least that's my experience with him. And you're dealing with that, plus his emotions about the Kobe thing. He came in with a tribute tattoo on his leg almost immediately after that was just so moving. And I'm like...
And we had the little kind of gathering where it was telling all the old Kobe stories and over drinks, and it was real. It was crazy. And then and then here we go. Shortly after that, COVID.
Yep.
Like
Oh my gosh,
that
you guys
started
got thrown right
It's a
in.
great first year.
Yeah.
So NBA shuts down. We go 3 months of not training anybody.
Yeah, right? Come on. What's funny is I went immediately to our GM and said, hey, since these guys are at home, and I guess we were all banned is the wrong word, but you couldn't go to the NBA facilities. And I said, look, this could turn around tomorrow. None of us knows. Let's get these guys equipment at home. And he said, what are you thinking? Write it up for me. So I wrote up a list because I have all these equipment connections.
Yeah.
And I did 3 packages, right? The one being whatever, it's like gold, silver, bronze type packages.
Smart.
That would
Really
include
smart.
a cardio, a strength option, an alternative of this, and then all the way down to, and you get a towel and a Yeti.
Yeah, right. The bonus stuff.
Right. But I gave them all, and so whichever option he chose, and I called a guy I know, Chris Fisher, who does equipment, handles all my equipment, and has for years for us. And he, in COVID, when there was no equipment available, like
Right.
if
Oh
you
my
remember,
God.
fitness
Went through the roof. Yeah.
gone. Like
Yeah.
good luck finding dumbbells anywhere.
Yeah.
And we got them because Chris came through, and we got them all sent to the players because the players didn't leave town; they just went home.
All your whole roster.
Our whole roster.
Wow.
And then we said, what if we do Zoom workouts? Mm-hmm. And they said, okay. And I said, let's do them from my gym in LA since we couldn't use the facility. And they said, you have to be 6 feet apart. So Ed and I were there, and the other guy on our roster was Chatton Hill. Great dude, great strength coach. And we stood, it was honestly like some like 1980s aerobics
You got
round
circles,
robin.
The beach is behind you.
Yeah, circle jerk. And we're literally
wearing
going
the
one,
thong
two.
onesie.
So like, because we know each guy on the roster works, like we all have our guys on the team who work with us.
Why is that?
You
Divide
just
and
got to
conquer?
go with what
It's kind of like gravity. You know, like I
Personality.
had a history with some guys. G'd already been there. He'd
Oh, is
been
that
working
right?
with
It's a
guys.
personal preference. Like, do they pick you out? In,
with
in the
us
NBA?
it was.
Yeah, but I will say like it was never like territorial. You know, if G had to take care of something, it was just like Ed, hey, he's got boom, 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 and it's like cool. If I have to step out because my place is flooding, G, hey, this guy's got boom, boom, boom. It was We were always on the same page, and we kind of wrap up at the end of the day, and here's what we did.
So it's like, you guys agree on programming as strength and conditioning coaches.
But that's depending on how you see it, my strength or my weakness, again, I trust him to program.
Yeah.
I'm not going to micromanage his shit. That's just, it's uncool. It's disrespectful. It's emasculating. I don't want to do that to him or to Chad. Chad had been a head strength coach for the Grizzlies for 9 years. What am I going to go with Chad and make sure you put in Bulgarian split squats there and all emphasis on the unilateral work? You sound like a dick. Like that's an insecure. I go, here's what I'm doing. And I would send them anything I did, and I'd say, do what you want, incorporate what you want, but just make sure everybody stays on point. We had, as far as I was told, highest buy-in, most guys lifting most often, and lowest injuries. So that's a win. But
and lowest body fat. Everybody was dialed in.
Conditioned.
It was
Jared
really
Dudley,
good.
sub 10% body fat.
It was a win.
Let's go, J Dud.
This just speaks of culture. I know we keep talking about culture. It's so important. It's important at a personal level. It's important in a family level. You guys are at the height of the NBA. Like, we're a multi-billion-dollar corporation of the Lakers. And culture's just as important there as it is in a commercial facility, in Common Ground, in Jen Wiederstrom's multiple endeavors. It is right. Your culture is what gets you being the best trainer in the world. You know what I mean?
And I think, kind of circling back to what Jen mentioned, my compliment to Gunnar, amongst many, was that the culture had already been set. We laid a strong foundation. Yeah. Guys were coming in. Guys love the weight room. Guys seek out the weight room, which in the NBA is pretty tough to do. It's really easy to go across the hall and get rubbed on, or hit the massage guns and just get a little treatment. I'm good on the weight room today, but we're asking you to do more in an NBA season. We're adding stress. It's needed, but what we did, we made it fun. We got guys in there. Again, we had buy-in. Yeah, the attendance was high, buy-in was high. It was, you never had to pull guys in or hunt them down to get them in. You talk
about buy-in. Do you know Brett Bartholomew? You guys know, right? I gave
love
out
you, Brett.
His book. Love Brett Bartholomew. Shout out. But his book, Conscious Coaching. Yeah, and
his book, Conscious Coaching. Yeah.
And I must have bought 20 of those books, and I was handing them out to coaches. I remember giving Jason Kidd one, Luke Walton, Frank Vogel, not because they need to be better as coaches, but he talks about creating the buy-in and the certain types of players. And I'm not saying read it, memorize it, there's a quiz tomorrow, but I'm saying peruse it and pull pearls from it. It was just such a great thing,
and it works. He's such a great teacher, and he's made me a better communicator and coach.
100%.
But it's just crazy because literally Ed was saying how even years after you left, the culture was set. You think about it like a pyramid. My foundation was strong, and the peaks can only from a championship culture that we built that year. It was really easy to when G stepped out and hands the baton off, take it and run, because it was super easy. You just kind of put it on the tee. It's really cool. Even without you there, it's sustained.
But we did these Zoom workouts.
Oh, he's back.
because it was so funny to me, because some of the guys Alex Caruso, newly minted, repeat NBA championship with the OKC Thunder this year, right? AC, shout out to AC, who came up through the G League with us, and he was on. Quinn Cook, a bunch of guys were on, but some of the guys never turned their cameras on.
Oh.
So we were doing these workouts, and obviously that's what I started to tell you as we rotated through there, one of us front and center, the other two in the back, sort of like backup singers, but doing the movements just to show the guys so they had the visual, right? And we would say to them, "Hey, motherfucker, I know you don't have that camera on. I know you're lying in bed laughing at us. Turn your fucking camera on." And they were like, "Oh, we good, G. I see you, Ed. I see you." Yeah. And they're just messing with us. But maybe they were doing it, but a lot of them were on, and it was just great to see that they
clicked on. They still logged on. So if they're not moving, I still think it's kind of fun that they checked that they're there.
It was hysterical. Yeah. But also, connected. They didn't. So what's that saying? It's probably Hippocrates or something. There's no, you're either striving to get better or allowing yourself to get worse. There's no such thing as staying the same.
Oof.
They were at least striving to get better, right?
Yeah.
Just a little bit incremental, fine, but not doing anything double negative. They weren't just kicking back. And that was so cool. And I think we bonded, especially during a weird time of COVID, being in our gym 6 feet apart and doing our workouts, and those guys on there, just solid. Just, it was so, I mean, honestly, best work experience.
Do you miss it?
Nah, I miss
Yeah.
Ed. Like I said, don't miss the circus, miss the clowns.
Yeah.
And it's
You know,
funny, like
it should be
having
the other
done-
way. It should be the other way around.
Right.
I miss the circus, don't miss the clowns.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
miss the clown.
Yeah.
Clown.
Yeah.
My favorite clown. But like even me, being 10 years in the NBA and just being out very shortly, like it's the people. Like, and this dude, we've been talking about coming out here, and I'm so happy I actually got to come out here and, surprise you for your birthday. And like,
So funny.
It's like, and I know, I got 2 weddings ahead of me, and like I'll be in, overseas for a little bit, but like I was like, I got to come do it. We met up a little bit ago.
Yeah.
Jen put this on the tee and was just like, we're doing this.
I'm great at golf.
What was this? Was this like a month ago?
Yeah.
And
Less.
she was like, hey, by the way, we're doing this. Would you be down? And I was like, yes. Like I'll move whatever. Like
Yeah.
yes, I'm in.
Does it offer you a level of, and this is a good group question, like when you strike gold, you get lightning in a bottle with something at work, and do you have trepidation going back into or onto a team knowing that, okay, I don't know that if I can recreate this without that kind of friendship that's in place and that kind of personality, that combination? I mean, like Luke does it every time he opens a franchise. So like, this is actually a killer question for you to answer too. But you know
We
what I
should
mean?
go around the room on this one.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, like I've been chasing what we had with the Lakers since I've been there. And I was there 6 years. Like, hate to say it, that was the funnest year. We won a championship. Like,
Yeah.
no copy and paste there. Like I've been after that, haven't been able to get it, but again, it's the people. Like, if any chance I could, I'd bring G back, or we could go, I don't know, down the street to a community college, and if we were strength coaches there, like I would do it, like
Yeah.
just for the people.
Same. I'm jumping in on you, but I'm following up on that. I would too. If there were another offer, one of the conditions would be, okay, but I have another guy to be the co-head. Mm-hmm. That I would have to be that, not because I need my binky, but because I know what it's going to take to build a culture. And assuming you're brought in somewhere, that to me implies maybe the culture is broken or at least fractured. And to repair it, to go in and do that solo, that's a lot of dancing. But if you have a guy there and it backs you and you back him, and it goes back and forth, right? It's kind of a fluid, living thing of who's running it, how it's going. I would do that. I would go to any team if Ed would go too. And I think my wife would be down with that because she knows what it would mean for me, like just to stay whole as a trainer, honestly.
Yeah, of course.
As a strength guy.
As a person, though, right? I think
as
we
a
could talk
person,
about
100%.
this for. I think we could talk about this for 2 hours. But to answer your question, look, Training Mate has just become my drug of choice. What you just said there, Ed, like you're chasing it. I was very fortunate early on to have a little bit of success in sport, but I think the best thing I ever did was I didn't try and chase it. That was like a chapter in my life. We won the equivalent of the Super Bowl or the NBA. Yeah, I should be better at that. The NBA sort of championships in Australia for rugby. I was 19 years of age, but I never tried to chase that again. That team, I love those guys to death. I would do anything for them, and I think we're successful because we refused to let each other down. I think that's what we're all talking about right now. But now Training Mate has become my drug of choice. So instead of going out and getting a gambling addiction, a drug addiction, or whatever it may be, I just put that chapter in the book that I want multiple chapters in. And this is a chapter, and I think the people at which we write our books with is the most important part of our story. And I think what you just said there, Gunnar, is absolutely it's just so profound that it's not necessarily what you do or where you're at, it's who you're with. And I don't care if you're at a McDonald's or if you're at the fanciest Michelin-starred restaurant in the world, it's the company that makes the experience.
Yep.
And I just, every time we open a new
So
store is a new
it's like,
challenge.
how
but
do you choose who to franchise to and sell your business to? You meet with them. You and Carrie meet
Yes.
with these people that are the potential owners of your franchise.
And we have said no to more people than we've said yes to, but that's why the Lakers won a championship under you guys, and correct me if I'm wrong, not since, because I think that the culture is the most important thing, and I will not sacrifice that for anything, any amount of money, any amount of fame, any amount of anything. And it's so important to hold on to the authentic quality of what we do and to hold our values and never stray from them.
You know what's funny? Jump in here.
Yeah.
That part about being there for the other guy and how it goes back and forth, it would be like, even if we had come in late that night and you're unloading bags on a bus, off a bus at 3:30 in the morning in Houston after coming from a nasty loss in San Antonio, and there's a voluntary shoot around at 10, but we also know that it's a bad look if someone from the strength staff isn't there. So I'm a morning guy. I never have a problem waking up. So I'd say, I got it tomorrow. He said, no, I got it. Like, get some rest. And I said, no, I got it. And we go, and we both show up. And Chatton would show up. And it was just like, because it's not that you don't want to let the other guy down, because you know that the other guy's not going to let you down.
Yeah.
So you just answer the bell, and I think literally it's rising tide raises all ships.
Yeah.
We just raise each other up. And I think the players do that with LeBron's leadership, with his cast of characters, with the people that our GM, Rob Pelinka, puts in place. They all raise each other and get better, and that's why they have success. But that comes from that goes from the top. That comes from Jeannie, Linda Ramos. They put together those things. Tim Harris on the business side, they put together that thing. That's why that juggernaut just moves and it's successful.
Here's my question, though, because I feel... I remember what it felt like as a college athlete, and I'm like, I'll never have this again. The teammates, my coach, that feeling. And then I accidentally found it again in CrossFit like years later in 2013, 14, and that same kind of die-hard feeling, training, whatever. And then I thought, I'll never find this again. And yet I keep finding it, and I feel like, I'm finding it again with this podcast and you two, and I'm finding it again working with Arnold and Adam and Ketch and Nick with the Pump Club, and I'm hearing these people like I've never been a part of something like this, and there's this excitement to be a part of that feeling again. And I'm as someone that thought I'll never have it again, I'm finding it over and over. And my question is, why is it, or why do we think that you've got the guy? I think what's the movie Best Friends with Ryan Reynolds, and then the popular guy in high school is still at the bar in his Letterman jacket and he's bald. Thank you. It's like those are my glory days. That was the best, and they live there. And like, what's missing, or what should people start to do to tap in to finding another situation like this? I agree, Gunnar. Yeah, if you go together, do it with the same people that you love. I think I found it at Summer Strong. I was telling a story with Cal. I remember meeting Cal and Dietz and being there and meeting other people in the culture and all that whole cast of characters. Too many to name right now, but I remember crying the last night of Summer Strong, saying I didn't want to go home. I'm like, I haven't felt this way since before, and it was Gunnar that brought me into that. It's Gunnar that introduced me to you. So what is it that prevents people from finding it again, or what can they do to seek it? You know what I mean? Like, there's gotta, and I don't have the answer.
Well, I think
I'm just like, is it exposure? Is it trying? Is it putting yourself out there?
Definitely. And I think me and Luke kind of talked about this a little bit earlier, but like the big thing you're chasing is the community. Like that's the word. And Luke, you could touch on it too. But like in NBA setting, like the community was like our strength staff, like us and chat, like we were dialed. We were locked in. Everything we did, we moved as one. Even if we had to be separate, like we got your back, you got mine, like no questions asked. But then you're also moving with the team. Like you're an extension of that.
Do you remember that video we did in Dallas over the strength cart?
Oh yeah.
I'll send it. You can put it up on here.
Okay.
It's like our hands together. We were just goofing around because you have this odd downtime, especially if you go over first bus. Those guys are done and you got a minute before second bus, third bus, and you do have random downtime in the hallway, and you just dick around doing stuff.
A lot of hurry up and wait, and like again, going back to that year, those moments, you know, you're usually just sitting there like scrolling your phone. We weren't. We were like talking shop. We were either training or, you know, making funny videos like that. Like we just, you know, we
Or
had a
teabagging
blast.
each other.
Yes, that too.
Or throwing grapes at each other.
The grape wars were elite.
Way down the hallway.
But Ed, I don't think you can have community without culture. And
Yeah.
you guys were the ones that set that culture. And so many times I think that, you know, we see the players and we see the accolades of the players, but the transient nature of professional sports, it's very hard for the players to build, to actually build or create the culture. I think there's a back office and front office that actually create the culture at which the players become a part of.
Yeah, but you don't train professional athletes at Training Mate. And
No, not at all. But I think that just speaking of what you guys did with the culture is actually what brought in the community, which is actually what led to the success of the Lakers, and maybe insert name here of who did it beforehand or hopefully after it. But yeah,
that
to
works
your point.
at the dentist office.
Look,
you know what I mean?
but I
go
agree
in
with
there,
that.
my dentist like gives me wine, we hang out, they know it's me, they're the best.
I agree with
Back
that.
to Pema, I love you, by the way. But like, you know, like there's something I think it's I don't want it to be an easy connection point in people's minds thinking, well, I don't work for an NBA team. Well, I'm not part of a really successful gym studio, or I don't train. It's like, this is available to everyone, everywhere.
Very, very recently, like a great example, you know, in my current situation, like I'm leaving the NBA, right? 10 years, I'm done with that. I'm transitioning to some private stuff in LA. And it's like,
You're transitioning?
it's a coming out party.
Gunnar, we have more.
Sponsored by
The
Issachar.
liquid touched my lips and I knew not to take a mouthful because
I don't know what you're laughing about, but I know what we're laughing about.
But so like, sponsored by Issachar.
Yeah.
But
So nice you said it twice,
Like
yeah.
one of the first things I do, you know, it's like I'm reaching out to people in the area and people I look up to. I hit up Jen. Jen, hey, you got a couple of minutes? Like let's go grab a coffee on me. I need to pick your brain. And like I knew I was coming out here. Like, gee, still gonna pick your brain because like the people I look up to, Luke, like I'm gonna pick all your brains. But like, so my thing is like, I had my community with, you know, the Lakers, the NBA, and I ran into them in Vegas, you know, for Summer League. Like that's still my community. Those are all friends and, you know, really great people. But like that was one mountain, climb that mountain. Yeah. And when you get to the top of a mountain, hopefully you see more mountains and like go climb those. Now to do that, put yourself out there. Like you mentioned, like, and I'm DMing random trainers in LA. Like, hey, what's up, man? I see you got a cool place. Can I come check it out? You know, when I get back from Italy,
man.
like let's link.
Do you feel trepidation because you're like, here you are, head strength and conditioning coach of the Lakers, and it feels like a step down or a way to reach out? I think that would be someone's, like the ego would be a little bit touch and go there.
I think like, I don't care about ego. Like I don't give a shit about it. Like I'm from the south side of Chicago. I've gone through, if you've seen Shameless, it's like, it's eerily similar to how I grew up. Like crazy show, but like
Shameless the bear, it's very exact.
So like coming, you know, from there to like what I've done, like I zoom out and it's like, I'm grateful for, if it ended today, that was a hell of a ride, super fun. But like, no, it's not a step down. If anything, like I can make this a step up. And it's really just how you look at it, how you attack it. And, you know, I'm excited for the opportunity to like make this better than that, you know? And it's like, don't get me wrong. Like my dream as a kid, want to be a head strength coach of the NBA. Boom, check. Like, okay, and that mountain, what's the next mountain? What's the higher one?
Some of the best things I've ever done in my life, when I got Gladiators, I'm like, I made it. I'm fucking
Then you get there
rich.
and you're
I'm
like,
famous. Well, I was so sure that was the top. And then I was like, and it was over. And I was like, all right, well, shoot.
But then you got to do
And then I got loser. And I'm like, this is the top and it's over.
No.
Oh.
In between,
I'm sorry, everybody.
You had another
I got
mountain.
to be a guest fitness model on Gunnar Peterson's 14 to Lean program.
Correct.
And by the way,
was that the poster I saw in the gym today?
By the way, you're welcome.
Not for nothing. That was a big deal, you know. And I, someone of his stature, of his caliber, thought I was funny, and I actually thought I was cool. I was
She was hysterical.
Yeah,
and she ran with all the shit. Still the funniest one is was the squats one.
Yeah.
And I put the barbell up on her shoulders, and she's sitting there with her quads.
A couple of Christmas hams here, I know.
And I go like this. I go, you've probably never done squats.
Yeah.
But now you're going to, and here's how you. And the guy who brought her in as a fitness model, John Spingola, is behind the camera, and he goes, and I'm like, dude, be a fucking professional. Like, you're ruining the moment. And we had to retake the whole thing, but it was so funny because you're looking at her like, in fairness, the job was so beneath her, but she was free, so she's like, she'll do it for a friend, and she came by, and it was hysterical.
Yeah, but listen, I got paid for it, and you gave power to my personality. Sometimes when you're starting, you're not sure that what you have is good or not, and you showed me I was good. And you were like, well, yeah, and invited me to like a fight night, like or what, it was like one of those things that his door became open for me. But I just kept thinking I'm at the top of the mountain, and now the highest I've been, and maybe arguably that Lakers for you was that pinnacle. It's like, what's next is going to be better.
More mountains beyond
even
those
the
mountains.
best. So it's a cool time that you're in. Like, I'm so excited for you.
What are you looking forward to, Ed, going into the private sector? So as you said, you've just launched your own career now in the private sector in Los Angeles. So anyone looking for a phenomenal trainer with a great resume, hit him up. But what are you looking for? What challenges do you want?
Ed, this is where you're supposed to say, I'm really looking forward to getting married and spending some quality time with my bride.
Guys, I'm really looking forward to getting married and spending quality time with my wife.
No, but you actually did say that to me at coffee.
But I actually am. So
100%. I mean, this is...
G knows it. Like, the NBA schedule can consume you.
Can.
Like, consume.
It does.
And
It
so it's kind of terrible. I feel bad, over the past, 4 years, with Gunnar transitioning out, me coming in, the responsibility goes up. And, it's like, I can't even check all my texts. It's tough for me to come out here and visit. Like, I feel terrible that this is the first time that I had to come out here and surprise you.
I'm super understanding about that, though. It's not like I send him a text every month and go, where the fuck are you? You're the only guy who hasn't visited me. You're a dick. You're not a real friend. Fuck you. Come out here. And I would hammer him like that. So I know I put pressure.
I just remembered right now, didn't we hug in a spa in Chicago at the Peninsula?
Literally in the elevators, up and down.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I've seen him.
I had a bag of Portillo's. Remember that?
Well, it's because I was on tour. Hello, it's empty. Don't worry. We actually might need another one, Michaela. As I do that.
First day with the new Yeti.
But these are like drip proof.
If you're a trainer looking to level up, grow your business, and actually connect with your clients, TRAINHEROIC is the game changer you need. I've used it for years. It's the first tech my clients actually enjoyed using. They showed up, did the work, and I could coach them through every rep. Trusted by top coaches since 2012, plans start at just $10 a month and you get your first 14 days free. Head to trainheroic.com/the kids table to start your free trial now.
Somebody, I think it was either my client or his assistant, had been like, the Lakers are here. We'd always bump into basketball teams everywhere. And we hugged.
Elevator door opens.
Yep.
Boom.
And that was it. And then I was like, okay, I'm going to go. He's
Big
like,
ups.
I got to go.
See you later.
That's all we had time for. But it was truly... It's not like I was like, let's do dinner. It's like, this is it, and we're out.
But it's funny, like, having known that schedule, like, that's a precious moment.
Yeah.
Totally agree.
And it's just like, we hugged for 4 seconds, said hi, said bye, and it's just like, see you next time.
I know.
But now it's like, that's probably what I'm looking forward to most, is just like, one, actually spending time with the future wife, and then two, like,
you guys have been distance for a handful of years.
We did long distance I've been after for 14 years, finally got it.
Woo!
But
stay in the running.
Yeah, but get us together, so we're together in LA. She's gonna kill it in her career.
Yeah.
And then also, like, reconnecting with not only the friends that I haven't talked to in a while, but family, and just kind of selfishly giving some more me time. Like, definitely ramped up my training, personally since then. That's probably the biggest thing. But then also, like, don't get me wrong, like, I've worked with the best of the best in the basketball world, but like, some of the people I'm kind of working with, and like, they're the LeBron James of what they do.
Yes.
And it's like, it's a different arena, but like, they're still, orcas. They're killers, apex predators.
There is something, I just love that you assimilated your clients to orca. You said orcas on the podcast, and then you said apex predators. I don't know why it's so funny to me.
Fucking killers.
No, honestly, one of my best and longest clients is an owner of...
I thought you were talking about a fat person.
No, come on. Owner of a nail salon in LA. It does the most business of the franchise. She is an absolute unit. Like, she crushes it. She is like the workouts, the timing, the way she does her life. These are the highest performers I work with, whether they're creatives and performers or literally owning these businesses. It's like I level up because they're such a high level. But here's the thing, and here's what I'm excited about for you. This same client, like, her son will bake goods and I'll get home baked sourdough, or she's like, you know what, I'm making my favorite soup, I'm bringing you some. And I feel there's a nurturing, there's a love, there's a relational composite of training that you don't get, I think, with teams. It's a little bit different. I feel like I'm the extra kid in everyone's family, and it's there's nothing like it for me in that kind of setup with my clients.
Yeah.
It's the best.
I think too, like, to go back to your question, Luke, like, one of the things you're looking forward to most is, as a trainer in general, why I got into this is make an impact. Like, now I see some, someone who, didn't feel so great about themselves, and now they're, out here flexing or, crushing sets, or, couldn't do one pull-up, now we're doing 10. Like, that's really fun to see too.
Man, kudos to you.
So true.
Kudos to you for stepping away from, because Jen just touched on it, Gunnar's touched on it, and you're the master at this, of stepping away and realizing what's actually important in life. Because sometimes I think professional sports organizations can really consume you. And it was so funny. I know you and I have spoken, Jen and Gunnar, we've spoken about this as well, but I got this little saying now. It's kind of like, don't sacrifice your happiness chasing your happiness. And so much of the things that I started out, like, all I wanted to do from being a kid was to play professional rugby. And then it's like, well, what's next? Like that, that's done. I'm 26. Like, what's next? Hitting the Lakers, hitting these pinnacles that we're all talking about. Sometimes you're like, when I get that, I'm going to be happy. When I get this, I'm going to be happy. When I buy this car, I'm going to be happy. When I make this amount of money, I'm going to be happy. When I create this company, I'm going to be happy. And then, shit, guess what? I just created that company, but I lost my wife and kids. Shit, I got the car, but didn't spend time with my mates, so now they don't like me anymore. You know what I mean? And I just think that that's one of the beautiful things. And I think, unfortunately, it's quite rare to be in the mix. You're at that table. You are eating the steak. And then you go, you know what? I'm satisfied. I'm stepping away, and lean into your future wife, man, because that's where true happiness comes from. It's not from material stuff, and it's not from accomplishments. Fulfillment comes from happiness, and you can only create happiness with love. So, go nuts.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Thank you, Dr. Phil. Anybody? Sorry, I should have called you Tony Robbins. That would have been more.
I love Tony Robbins. Yeah, love him.
Yeah.
Life happens to you. No, life happens for you, not to you, Jen.
Life happens for you, not to you? I don't
life happens for you, not to you. So, like, if you're going through a bad time, guess what? It's all meant for something.
For you, not to you?
Yeah.
I feel like I'm in a Deadpool
Don't be a victim, is what I'm saying. Oh, it's that time of month. Oh.
Oh my God, that's a low blow.
Literally low blow.
The lowest. Why do you think I'm sitting on an Afghan? We had an accident earlier. No, but we can beat this. I'm excited for you. Like, I just think there's I've worked with professional athletes. There's a performance is so inextricably tied to their workouts, and a lot of the outcomes of that becomes their body. And there is a lot of pressure on physique. There is a lot of pressure on how we look these days at every age. And like, there's the hilarious side by side of one of the Golden Girls next to J-Lo. Like, both of these women are 50, and like J-Lo looks hotter than me in my best day in my 20s, and she's 50. And it's like,
I wonder why that is, Gunnar.
Well,
good trainer.
Yeah, but listen, but like, so there's this ongoing pressure, and so when you get to start to be around people and you see that they are, I don't know, just operating with a sense of pride and dignity and going to these workouts, and you know that what you're doing, even though now it has nothing to do with their performance in a sport, but it has to do with their performance in their business, or it's
that, like, someone to just chase around their kids or grandkids
so
too. Like,
exciting.
Yeah, it's like to be able to do that. Like, that goal is like, you can't quantify that.
No,
like,
never.
I think one thing that's really cool to zoom out on, why we're all seated here, and my ability to now, as I go into this role, is to pick the brains of some of the best and brightest in the field, and like all three of you, and specifically the birthday boy, G. Yeah. Talk about somebody that's done it at like the highest level. And I know, like, G, pretty damn humble, but like, win a championship, write a book, train anyone and everyone under the sun who's, you know, the biggest, best stars in the world, travel the world. You know, your resume would literally run laps around.
I mean, it does run laps around the three of us combined. Actually, this is a fun question.
Just age. Honestly, that's not full humility. I've been in the game as long as he's been alive.
But here's what I'm going to say to you, and this is a hammer throw terminology. When I was doing hammer in college, I was a 4-turner because I needed an extra turn to create more speed to go. But in the throws world, it's the longest throw. It takes the most. You get the most time to kind of fix it, but you have the most time to fuck it up. And the more time on tension. You're saying, I'm old, I'm here. I'm like, I don't know, man. It's not like you
I'm old.
lasted.
I'm older. I've been in the game longer, so I've been able to do more things. It's just time
also,
served.
Like, with some prowess, like you are figuring it out and finding your way. And so the guy that's climbed the most mountains, like, what are you excited about next? Like, what do you see coming down the pipeline? Because you've been so family-centric with Monroe and being there. And honestly, the way you've been there for Zane as well. And
that was a big part of it. That was a conscious effort on Jess's, my wife's part. Our part was when she, I mean, look, there was no way she was not sleeping in the hospital every single night. Every single night. And she was there. And her family came in and they answered the bell like, it was unbelievable. Her mom, her dad, her sisters, like everybody. My brother came in, my dad, but like her family just rose to the occasion, right? Our brother-in-laws, like they came in, what can we help with? And they don't even ask, like they look around, is there anything you need? No. And then they just started doing. And when Jess and I talked about it, I made the point that it's important for Zane, right? My older kids, Henry, Jack, and Sloan, aren't here. They have their lives. They're
in college.
2 of them in the workforce. One of them's in college, right?
Working,
They're crushing. But I said, I think as I see it, and it was a discussion. It's important for us to maintain as much a semblance of normalcy for Zane's life, like his play dates, his after school activities, his sports, his studies. That can't all suffer because of what Monroe's going through. Yes, he's going to shoulder a burden. Yes, it's going to affect him. It's going to affect their relationship, our relationship. But as best we can, it behooves us to keep him on track with his responsibilities, but also his just being an 8 and 9-year-old boy.
Well, you know what messed me up, and I don't know if Gunnar told you this or not, but it was like Zane said, I wish I had cancer too.
Yeah. At one point he said it, because he might have said it twice, but he said it once, obviously without knowing the implications, but things were going her way or she was getting something, and I said, and he was upset about it. I said, that's expected. Yes. And I said, sweetheart, you have to remember what she's gone through, what she had to forego because she was in the hospital. She had cancer. And he goes, I wish I had cancer. And I said,
and that's like, and they were being, sorry, I'm cutting you off, don't lose it, but like, they were being so conscious of giving him time, making sure his life didn't change, and he still felt less than.
Yeah, he felt, you know what?
Isn't it fast?
He felt less than, but he felt like the things he needed or wanted, and I would imagine some of that were just the material things. Like people were so kind sending her gifts, so it's like, why is she getting, anybody who comes to visit her would bring her a gift, a toy, a thing, a stuffy, one of those squishmallows, all those little things she got. And it's because people are just trying to be kind and are trying to make that chapter for her easier or as smooth as it could be expected to be. And he's seeing her like getting all this shit. And I go, dude, that's not important. What's important is the health. And it is hard. You can't expect him to understand that. But he came out of it, and they have such a special bond, and that's just cool. So the next chapter, to segue back to it, is there are other mountains to climb. There are other peaks, and there will be valleys, and that's just the way that's going to go. But we have our sights on a cool collaboration in the food world. I still have sponsors that we deal with at the gym that are just great with us, right? From Municipal, MitoQ, Zoa. Like we have some really good people that work with us and allow us to be who we are. And then there's still a TV project out there that's like Still got a heartbeat, baby. Still alive. It ain't
I
over
would
till it's
kill
over.
to have you on TV.
Yeah, let's see if we can get there. We have some fun people working at the gym now. We're like, why do you have a TV show? And I go, that's a great question. Why do we have a TV show? So we'll see what we can make of it. But if not, you don't always chase those things. I mean, yes, they're out there and you know they're out there and you're aware of them, but it's the road you're paving to them. Enjoy that paving part. I love going to work in the morning. I know that sounds corny. I love getting up, going to the gym, doing my workout, training people, do like every single day. I just love the whole day.
Yeah. That's true too, because we've all seen that firsthand. So yeah, good man. That's great.
All right, so those, I mean, mountains. It's just all part of it. It's just another chapter. It's super fun. I look forward to every one of those chapters. So I flip it back and I go, what's your next chapter? It can't be. I mean, it could be, but I know you enough to know it's not just cranking out, opening more franchises. You're not that guy.
No, 100%. I think it's a really good thing that you sit there and ponder sometimes. You know, you don't think about the end when you start this sort of stuff, nor the end or the journey, Gunnar's favourite word. But it is one of those things where now I'm starting to think less about myself and more about Riley and what impact that, you know, Kerry and I are 50-50 partners in everything we do. We've, you know, branched out into the genetics a little bit now. Shout out My DNA, great company there. And, you know, we're looking at other sort of community-centric hospitality businesses as well. But and look, we're ridiculously proud of the impact that training made us had. I started that in West Hollywood. You know, I still tell these stories about Kerry was working at Saatchi & Saatchi. She was doing full-time advertising. We couldn't afford a washer and dryer, so I used to ride my bike back to our apartment in West Hollywood with the towels and, you know, until we could afford a washer and dryer. And then Kerry would come and meet me on Friday afternoons. We'd mop the floor. We'd go to Whole Foods Pizza because it was $10 pizza night. And so just having that story means a lot to me. And now it's a very healthy 8, soon to be 9-figure business, and we're starting to look at what does that mean for Riley on both sides. You know, I selfishly want to create a bit of a legacy that she can be proud of and that she can take over, because just by nature, she's going to be better than I am in a lot of different things. You know, she's going to have access to a lot more resources than I've had. She'll be more intelligent because she's got some of Kerry's DNA in her as well. And, you know, that's the sort of stuff that I'm really, really looking to be proud of. And just to spread the word, not in an obnoxious way, but what we're doing right now to actually shed light at what it really means to be at some form of success in your career and to actually pull the curtain up on this industry, because I would argue that very few people that are listening to this podcast or actually knew all 4 of us sitting here now, whether they would have an accurate depiction of who we are as people. Because, and I've said this a million times about you, Gunnar, you are the most humble, door opening person I've ever met in my life, but I don't know how many people know that. And I can't tell you how many things like Summer Strong we go to, people like Cal that we meet up with, and industry tycoons that are like, I watched a thing with Gunnar, I texted Gunnar, he opened this door, he introduced me to this guy. You're so generous with your time, and you know, that's what I want to be. I want to be literally, I want to open more doors for people. I want to contribute more to society. I want to build more communities. And how I do that, I think that we've got a really special thing with how we build communities and culture. So that's how I want to shed some light onto this this career, this life. And I want to be a little bit frou-frou-y when I say this. I want people to understand that it's not a destination. I know you hate this word, but it is a journey, and enjoy every minute of it. Enjoy. Oh, here he goes. Yeah, I'm going to a sleep supplement next. But it's.
I was like, is this guy still talking?
No, it is.
Trying to wrap up the episode.
I want people to know who Jen Wieders for me. She's my greatest friend in the whole wide world, and I love her so much. No, I want people to understand like the importance of relationships, culture, community, and your impact on the world. But more so, what it really is, it's not a textbook, it's not an accomplishment, it's not a net worth, it's not a car, it's not a watch, it's the impact that you leave on this and the communities that you build, and it's the people that will answer the phone. You can have a lot of numbers in your phone, but who'll pick up when you answer?
Did anybody hear what he's doing next? What he's excited about?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. He's building communities and creating relationships, leaving a legacy for his daughter, and growing as a human being on all fronts.
Duke, baby.
Duke, baby.
Sitting in the back of the class, I heard that shit.
Giving a hard time. I'll round it out by saying it's funny. I think a month ago I would have said I feel really lucky because I really know what I want to do, and I feel like I'm really good at doing it. And then a few weeks ago, I was with my father, and it's not his quote, but he goes, you know, the harder I work, the luckier I get. And so I realized it's not luck. I am just in a really exciting time in my life where I have stayed in the saddle. I have kept my instincts and my compass very true. And I'm in this really cool point where I see people need coaches, support, hope, and positivity more than ever. And I realized I'm really good at it. And it was recognized in me with Adam Bornstein and Ketchel and Arnold and Nick and what we're doing at Pump. Like, you know, it's an app, but we create this village, this community and culture around people that are realizing, no, it's not stubborn belly fat, it's stubborn behavior, right? They are realizing things about themselves. We're getting people together again to get people out of their homes and into gyms and like learning to deadlift and asking questions. It's like it's brought me to life again, and I can see the path forward. I can see the way. There's a culture shift towards I would call like strength literacy, and there's an exciting feeling that it's going to become a biomarker. Like strength is a biomarker just as important as like blood pressure, and I'm at the helm of this thanks to working with the best in the field, and that I just like. It's so exciting to know that I have the answer and I can continue to give it to people over and over again. And I'll never tire of that. And I'm only 42.
I'll wrap this up. Let me wrap this up.
You know what I mean?
Because I'm going to take something you said and I think people need to say it to themselves and need to hear it about themselves.
Yeah.
When you said, I love knowing that I'm really good at this, that to me is not a cocky statement at all. You don't sound like you're flexing. It just sounds like a self-awareness. I can remember coming into our office at the Lakers sometimes, and I do this thing, and I used to do it at my gym too, in front of my other trainer, Brad Siskin, and when you just, it has to be what a performer feels like or what an athlete feels like when they've had an unbelievable game or an unbelievable show, right? And I would crumble up the paper, and I'd shoot it into the wastebasket, almost always miss it.
Yeah.
And I would go, I'm so fucking good at this shit.
Yeah.
And I don't mean that cocky.
No.
It's that
You are-
I've prepared.
Yes.
I've worked for so many years.
Yes.
I prepare the actual workout, then I'm executing it. I'm making the tweaks on the fly. And it's not, look, no one's saying that this is rocket science or brain surgery, but there's just something that feels so good at doing what you love doing and what you've prepared and planned to do well. You gotta, I don't care if you pull your shoulder out, patting yourself on the back, pat yourself on the back, man.
Yeah.
Just be happy that you get, the fact that you get to do it. So when you say that, I know I'm really good at this. I know that feeling. I know you know it. I know you know it. If you're out there and you're hearing this, dude, strive for that feeling because it's super powerful.
Fuck, I love that. That's
Cheers.
fucking awesome.
I want
Let's go.
I'm gonna
Run through a wall right now.
That's the wave. I know.
Cheers.
Wine wave. Here we go. Cheers. Oh yeah, you want to do the contact? Eye contact. Finish how we started. Love you. Love you. Mean it. Love you. Mean it.
Happy birthday, G.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Well, that's it. That's the show. You're welcome, and we're sorry.
Don't forget to hydrate, lift heavy, and maybe call your mum. Actually, after listening to the three of us, maybe call the priest.
Please like and subscribe and comment, even if you only mildly enjoyed yourself. We'll see you next week.